Hello, guys. It's me, Marcus, in the Adventures Lair, and here we have a very special guest, Austin Buffington. He is a YouTuber, author. He loves sword and sorcery, and is here today to talk about his channel, his books, and himself. Austin, thank you for being here. Please introduce yourself to the public.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. I'm Austin Buffington, and I think I'm most known currently for YouTube, but I really only started doing YouTube as a way to promote my books. So that's kind of the funny thing there.
Yeah, I recently I found the Austin channel, and everybody knows is that I am a great Albert E. Howard fan. I love sword and sorcery and fantasy in general, and his videos are very nice, very funny, very sincere, right?
Thank
And
you.
I sent a message because the worst is he say no, right?
Oh
So
yeah, of course. I mean, when I saw the opportunity and then I looked through your thing and I said, "Oh, okay, he does this pretty regularly. I will happily do it."
yeah. Well, so Austin, please, tell us about your journey to because your first YouTube videos are about tabletop games. Then
Yeah.
you migrate to you already in one video you play against yourselves. Then you bring friends. Then you come to your novels, your short stories, and then Conan.
Oh, you did the full research on there. That's
Oh, yep.
great.
Even
So,
your browser history, nothing to be ashamed, bro.
oh, keep that quiet. No, no, no. So couple years ago, I wrote a novel called The Price of Renewal, and that is so. This is the old cover, and this was a painting I did actually. I've
Yeah,
since updated the cover to look a little more professional, but this was the
yeah.
first one.
You can see here, guys, all the covers, but in the Amazon is the same content, right?
Yep, same novel. The newer cover version might have a couple updates to like fix some, grammar errors and stuff because this is the first like real full book I ever wrote, so I was new to it at the time. So then when I did that, I started doing YouTube. Mainly, I thought, well, this could be a good way to promote my stuff since it's independently published. I don't have a main publisher, so I thought, rather than having regular sponsors, I could just promote my own stuff.
Oh,
And I
it's a great
thought
game.
this game called HeroScape that I loved when I was a kid. I I saw that they were bringing it back, and I thought, oh, that's perfect opportunity. I'll start talking about that on YouTube.
And
Unfortunately, it seemed like HeroScape only had a limited audience, and so it wasn't growing as much as I'd like. And I also got kind of burned out on doing HeroScape videos all the time because I was doing every single day for a while there. And
oh, that's rough, man. That's rough.
yeah, it
But
was daily was a little much.
uh,
So then, oh, what's that?
um, we can cut parts, but for
Okay.
your fiance do not hear us. But today with the 3D printers, you can revive your own game, right?
Yeah, yeah. I've actually, my brother and I considered like starting our own miniatures game, but that I don't know if we're gonna do that or not. But yeah, so I did a
Maybe.
lot of those videos, and got burned out, and I decided to branch out and just start talking about life topics, things that I relate to, and stuff like
Mhm.
that. And those videos did not perform well at all. It was like nobody
Yeah.
was interested in them, and I was bummed out. So eventually, somewhere in there, okay, so then I wanted to write another book, and I had this idea of Conan in my head, and I wasn't a fan at the time. I just sort of had the cultural like stereotype of him that I was thinking of. and I started writing this book based on just kind of the sword and sorcery trope. But then to do research for inspiration, I started getting into Conan, and I started reading all the original Robert E. Howard and falling in
Yeah,
love with it. I actually started with the Dark Horse comics, but then from there I jumped to the Robert E. Howard.
yeah. I like you, like the most people. I get no Conan by Arnold. Then
Oh yeah.
my one of my uncles uh, start to bring a big box with things, comics he don't want anymore, and I got a lot of Savage Sword of Conan.
Oh yeah.
So I started to know more about Conan and Robert T. Howard and the other characters, right? And I fell in love for sword and sorcery in general.
I haven't touched on Savage Sword on my channel yet, but the video's coming. Don't worry.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a special one.
Oh,
But
nice.
then once I started getting into Conan, and I was doing a bunch of videos on different comic series that I'd read, and in the videos I would sort of, often cultural and life topics would come up in the video, and I would relate it to the comic. And so once I was getting so into Conan, and I thought, I got to do a video. Actually, the first Conan video I did was about the 2011 movie, funny enough.
Oh God,
Yeah,
no.
and it was not a positive review
No, no,
either.
no. I
But
mean, Jason Momoa, it's a great Conan, but we don't have a movie, right?
no, it's like so all over the place, and the story's
Yeah,
inconsistent, and it's too much Marvel style action. Like
yeah.
it's
Conan
not
must be
Conan.
dark, must be
Yes.
deep, must be very, very um unique, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Right.
And
Uh, but before we continue, I have to say the titles of your books, right? We have the Hollow Point, the our short
oh,
stories. We have some episodes in the YouTube. We have the price of renewal. And of course, we have Torak, who is a
yes,
great
Torak.
cover, man.
Thank you. Yeah, the
Who is the artist?
so I did this cover myself, but not so. Hollow Point is a comic series, and if you look at this, this is more so my actual freehand drawing style.
It's more like
But
manga, right?
yeah, very much so. But then for the book, I was like, I want it to look, like awesome. So I did a little bit of taking pictures and finding some stock photos and things like that, and doing different tracing, and
Like
so
people
not
do in the old days, right?
yeah, so it's not completely freehand, but I wanted to make a really awesome cover, so I think it turned out good.
Oh yeah, yeah, and I think it's a little homage to the elephant's heart there in the hands of Torak, right?
So funny enough, I had not even read that story yet when I wrote this book. But
Wow.
now that you say it, it is very much similar to Tower of the Elephant with regards to this. However, this item that he's holding is something that he takes with him on his journey, and it has unique powers that help him out. So it's a
Nice.
little more important. Like obviously, the elephant's heart is just kind of the finale, right? The big climax. But
Yes,
this
yes.
is like central to this novel.
Nice, nice. So, you were telling about you was telling about your journey.
Oh,
Then you go from your personal videos to to sword and sorcery.
yeah. So that first Conan video did crazy well performance wise, and I was surprised because it was just a review of an old movie. So I I thought if that one does well, then all of the other Conan videos that I could potentially do must do even better, because at this point I had a lot of knowledge of Conan, and So I started, okay, I better ride that wave, and I made another one. And as you've seen in some of my other Conan videos, a lot of what I'm doing is like trying to pull out wisdom and concepts of the stories of Robert E. Howard and of Conan himself, and then like trying to apply them to our actual lives today and the culture we live in. And
Yes.
so this is my way of the types of videos that I wanted to do that were more my personal videos. I'm connecting those themes to Conan, and that way it's like able to do both.
And I think you find your tune with these videos because we have enough of Austin and also of your passion for sword and sorcery.
Yeah.
So let me ask you your authors, your inspirations. I of course Robert T. Howard, but what other authors, please.
Oh yeah, so prior to when I got into Robert E. Howard, um, it's always difficult to list because I've read so many books, but I really love a book called Master of the Five Magics. That's by Lyndon Hardy, and that's what inspired Magic the Gathering and some other
Yeah,
stuff.
I just saw your video about this one because here in Brazil we don't have any magic novels, but we have a lot of magic cards.
Okay, so this one is not like a licensed one because it came out before Magic, but the guy who made Magic is was one of his favorite books.
Oh, nice.
And then probably once I spent a whole year reading Stephen King's The Dark Tower series, and I'm not like I've never read any other Stephen King before, but I had a friend that was really recommending that one, so I got through all that and it was pretty good. Um, Obviously Tolkien. I like all
Yeah,
the Tolkien
Tolkien.
stuff
Tolkien is essential, right?
for
To think
sure.
him. You have to read at least one time.
I I have some other writers that are outside of the fantasy genre that I like. Some of the American classics for sure. Like there's this woman and I always have a hard time remembering her name for some reason, but she's also a short story writer. All right, so her name is Flannery O'Connor, and this is someone that I had to read several times in college, and not someone that I would have picked up normally. It's not my normal type of interest, but she writes things that are like they're fiction, but they're realistic fiction, like kind of, everyday experiences, but there's a weird suspense and weird twists. It's kind of dark comedy, to be honest, and uh,
Like
not
dark urban fantasy.
there's not a lot of fantasy elements. It's just kind of like I don't know if you there's a show called Atlanta made
Oh
by
yeah, yeah,
David Glover. It
yes.
reminds me of that.
Oh,
And the thing that's weird, like she not to I always I probably have already stepped on people's toes on the internet with like the political correctness and all that, but it just is not the type of writing you would expect from a woman. And I don't mean
oh,
that in a derogatory way. It's
I
just
know. Like I know exactly how you feel. I have a friend. She wrote a couple books. The first one is not in English yet, but the translation is The Fall or Hans Cotton. Dude, the book is brutal, but brutal, brutal. Really, um, the language, the blood, the guts, and when a friend of mine recommended to me to interview her, I did not know was a woman. Then the interview started, and I go, oh, and my mind blow up. So because she told me that she wrote this tales when she was in a dark place, and she was putting to uh to out of her heart these feelings.
oh yeah.
And The books are awesome, man.
Oh,
And
that's awesome.
she say she write like a man. She never was she do not know about Robert E. Howard, and her first experience was here in my channel, and she fell in love, man.
Oh, that's good to hear.
Yeah,
I've had a couple commenters on my channel who have said like they never read Robert E. Howard, but I inspired them to pick it up, and so that's pretty
yeah.
cool.
And it's any other author you want to mention?
Oh yeah, well, there's a few. So I mentioned it a few times on my channel. Before I was into Conan and all this other stuff when I was younger, I was just a basic Star Wars nerd. Like
Oh
everything
yeah, me
Star
too.
Wars, Disney killed it for me. I gotta be like,
Oh yeah, they killed him and Kathleen Kennedy burned the kingdom down to the ground.
yeah, like all the Conan stuff I have on my shelves and stuff, that used to be Star Wars. I used to
Oh,
have games and books and comics and like everything you could imagine, and I sold it all cuz I'm on a full Star Wars boycott cuz I was the Acolyte show made me
oh.
so mad.
No, no, no. We're here to have a happy conversation. We do
Yeah,
not
yeah.
go to the dark place like Disney Star Wars.
So, on that note, uh, Disney Star Wars, they came out with something called the High Republic, and a lot of people like really hate it, and I don't think a lot of people bothered to read the books. But I used to work for this little like Star Wars website where I would do the podcasting and stuff, and it was that like they were big, like everything Star Wars is good, even the new stuff. So we were into all the High Republic and all that. But there's three. There's a lot more than three now. There's like a bunch of adult novels, but the three first ones I read those and they were really really good. I can't think of the authors' names off the top of my head, but I was surprised by them because people wanted to hate them.
So I only get to hear in Brazil some of the Star Wars when I was younger. Near the Old Republic, I do not get any of those, but I got one from the discarded Clone Wars show, the
Oh, Dark
Disciple,
Disciple,
Dark
yeah,
Disciple,
with
and I like
Ventress
that
and
one.
Quinlan
I
Voss.
I think that one was a very nice book.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That was a good one. So, yeah, for Star Wars is complicated, man.
I know. I used
Yeah.
to love it so much, and
I
it
still
just
love it,
bums me
but
out.
it's like for me, Star Wars is like Indiana Jones. We have only three movies, and that's it.
Wait, you guys don't have. Oh, you're. Oh, I see what you're
Yeah,
saying. I
yeah.
see. You see. Okay, so I'm Gen Z. I'm like the first year of Gen Z, and I really like the prequels. I will say, but not the new Disney ones.
Oh, yeah. So, when you are looking for the name of the author, it's someone that I don't know. I think you know this name, but for me, he is in the same level of Robert E. Howard. That is David Gemmell.
Say it again.
David Gemmell,
And what did he
author.
write?
David Gemmell, the author of the Drenai saga and other books. He wrote some historical fiction, but the Drenai saga, man, legend.
Oh! Is that
Yeah.
the Lord of or the Dungeons and Dragons, like the Dark Elves one,
No,
or
no,
is that
no.
a
It's
different one?
that one is R.A. Salvatore.
Yes, that okay. So David. Okay, let's see. Okay, let me look at this one. Legend of the
Bruce.
Death Walker.
Yes,
Draenei. I have not even heard of this.
dude,
Oh.
dude. We live in two different countries, but if you Buy it, Legends, the first book, and you do not like it, I pay you back.
Okay, wow. I will definitely check it out. Legend by
Legend,
David Drenai.
yeah,
David,
Gimo.
sorry. Okay, yeah, I'll check that out. I got it pulled up here. And the
Yeah,
one who wrote that Star Wars book I'm talking about, his name's Charles Soule. But it's
yes, Charles Soule.
actually the second one that was even better, which was called The Rising Storm. That's what it's called. That one, it was like a horror novel almost. It was crazy. And that
Yeah,
was by
the first
Kevin
time
Scott.
I read the Dead Troopers, I got very
Oh, Death
surprised because
Troopers, yeah.
it's just a hardcore horror with Chewbacca and Solo, man.
Yeah, and then there's Red Harvest too by that same guy.
No,
That
that one
one.
I do not read. The Legend Saga from David Gemmell, it's awesome because the first book it's about a siege, and
Oh, perfect.
the protagonist is Druss the Legend. They call him Death Walker, but he's in his 60s, and
Oh.
his last friend sent him a letter. It's, hey man, this horde is coming. The fortress is not ready. I'm dying. We need the last hero of our time. Then he looked from to his axe and say, "When the last time, my soul brother?" And he goes, and you know he going to die. He knows he going to die, but the journey, man, it's awesome.
Okay. I'll
Yeah.
check that book out, and you have to see if you can find a copy of Master of the Five Magics.
Okay.
I
Deal.
don't know if it'll be easy in Brazil or not, but it's a good one.
Maybe it's affordable to me in Kindle.
Oh yeah, probably.
Yeah. So let's go back to the script, right?
Oh,
so
I know. Somehow, even though I don't like Star Wars anymore, I somehow always get
yeah.
on the topic of Star Wars.
So what is your first Howard story that you wrote? You read it?
Okay, so I got the actual ones written by Howard. I got the complete Chronicles of Conan, that like black bound book, and
Yeah,
the first,
leather.
I think it's in publication order in there. So the first one
Yes,
was Phoenix and the Sword,
yes, exactly.
and it's not the best one, but it's good, and it was good enough to make me want to keep reading them. And then they just like,
I like Phoenix of the Sword, and it was a very strange experience for me because he is already a king, right?
right. And I guess that was originally supposed to be a Cole story.
Yes, he wrote it for Cole and was rejected, and he worked years later to Conan. The all the flame and the blade oath
Yep.
was cut off, right? But it's a very good story. Here in Brazil, the first time it was published was in the 90s, and they
Oh
go
wow.
hard in the concept of paperback because even the paper was made of paper, right? Newspaper, and the covers were horrible, man. Like like those
Really?
novels for grannies, like the
Oh,
guys
I
all
gotta look this
oil
up.
up,
No
right?
way.
Yeah,
Like the romance novels?
yeah, man,
No way.
hard.
I gotta look these up.
So, and then in the 2000s, the first time they trying to publish, Conan was supposed to be in 3 volumes, but they got only 2. The third one only was released for another publisher, and with the cover of the Momoa movie.
Oh really?
Yeah, but in the last 8 years, a good publisher get the Howard's rights here in Brazil, and they are publishing in waves. So we got all the Conan, then we got Solomon Kane, Bram McMore, King Cool, and now,
Yeah.
just now, brother, I go bring my inner Hulk Hogan. Look this, brother.
Whoa, that is sick.
Yes, it's supposed to be Red Sonja, but they cannot use Red Sonja, so they bring Dark Agnes. But those Agnes have only short stories. So here we have here also the Shadow of the Buzzer, uh,
We
the
actually
the Cormac stories, the Umbra stories, and others unfinished stories here, man.
have Dark Agnes too, but I think if I'm not mistaken, like the Red Sonja was like kind of made by Marvel, right? But based off of the Dark
Yes,
Agnes, right?
yes, because the Sonia she debuted in the Shadow of the Buzzer, but we have Dark Agnes and other stories. And one of the stories is she's only the Dark Swordswoman, right?
Okay, and that one's well. There's the one that's the like a girl and a sword or something. I haven't read
Yes,
that one.
exactly, exactly. And man, this is beautiful here in Brazil. I'm
That's
so happy.
sick.
So
You're gonna have to send me if you can find some pictures of
oh
those
yeah, yeah. I was
'90s
thinking
books you're
here.
talking about.
Yeah, and we see your reaction. But after the Phoenix and Sword, I want you to tell us what is your favorite Conan stories, and then we go to other Howard characters.
Okay, so my favorite Conan so far is not commonly stated, but I think okay. I think my favorite one is the Slithering Shadow, and that's not one people say very often. But just when I read it, I remember it like it just stuck in my head for days for some reason. That story, it was like, and I want to make sure I'm not mixing up the titles. The Slithering Shadow, I think, is the one where he's with the girl in the desert at the
Yeah,
start,
and
and
they
they
find
go
the
to that
city that is a
the
big
city,
mansion.
and there's
Yes,
that pale girl that's in there, but
yeah,
everyone's sleeping from the lotus, right?
yeah, exactly.
Okay, I
Uh,
love that one.
yes, and it's one of the first collaboration with Lovecraft because Lovecraft used the same monster in his books.
Did he? So I actually have this here. At some point, I'm gonna need to go through this one. So it's similar to the Conan
Oh
one I
yeah,
have, but it's Lovecraft.
yeah. You're
That's
gonna
cool.
recognize a lot of monsters there.
Oh, that's awesome.
So, Taste Leader Shadow and another one.
Okay, the Slithering Shadow is really good. Let me think. I don't want to say like everyone says Tower of the Elephant is their favorite story, and I do like that one, but I can't say it's one of my favorites because it's a relatively like it's very it's I know in length it might be like 30 pages or something similar to the other ones, but it feels like a small story to me. Even though,
Yeah.
yeah, Kosha and everything is a long story, but that one to me, I don't know. Okay, let me try to think of the ones I really like.
Uh,
People of the
uh,
Black Circle, or
yeah.
that one's good, but actually the one I meant to reference was the Pool of the Black Ones.
Oh, that's a very cool one, man.
I love that
And,
one.
and, and that book is the proof. Every time a villain yell, "Oh no!" and jump in something, they think it's going to explode. Right? George Lucas copied this with the Emperor.
Oh yeah, it's like I see. I really like these. There's a lot of good ones. There's oh man,
One
I
of my
always am
favorites
trying to remember the
is the Black
titles.
Colossus because I love to see Conan as a mercenary, and that short story is like the 300 version of Howard, right?
Oh yeah,
Did you read the alternative ending?
no.
Yeah, I have a edition here. We have the part was change. In the original, the princess uh, is going uh, hugging Conan, right? And in the story we normally read, they go on, right? They have sex in the altar, but in the original he says something like, "Girl, 5,000 men just died because of you. You have a kingdom to rule.
Ah,
Take her out, right?"
awesome.
You have to try to find this version.
I will have to. And I just saw the picture you sent. Like that's crazy. Like that looks
Yeah,
like
it's
a
really
romance novel.
don't look like those romance grannies, right?
This one's kind of cool though. That one at the top.
Yeah, but yeah, they are horrible, right?
Yeah, that's pretty
Okay.
bad. Um,
So,
there's one I'm trying to think of because okay, so people of the Black Circle, but there's another one where Conan is the leader of the guard of a city called.
oh, it's the something the witch. I tried
Yeah, yeah, a
to.
witch shall be born. Yeah.
The witch shall be born. Shall be
Okay, that
because
one was really good, but I was like thrown off towards the end. It was not like a big end for Conan. It was like
yeah,
it went off to this other side character
yeah,
and he
but
was the finale.
yeah, because most of the story is the side character who tell the story, right?
Right.
And it's one of my favorites. That
It
one,
was good. It was
yeah.
really good.
So, and I also like the God in the Ball because I recognize that it's a detective story with
I love
Conan,
that part. Like
right?
I've read like many of the different adaptations, comics and everything of the God in the Bull, and every single time I go through it, I'm like, it's such a fun story.
Exactly, exactly. And I like the Queen of the Black Coast. I think the
Oh yeah.
introduction of Conan is the most Dungeons and Dragon thing ever because he fall and Howard describing his armor and how are you going to pay? I pay you with blood, right? And but one thing that I miss and some of my friends miss is uh, they they want that to see the Bellet last stand, right? Because we
Oh
never
yeah. She's
never
just
never read
already dead when he
Bellet
finds her.
fighting,
That's
right?
true.
And for me, it's the only miss in the tale, but it's I understand that is the point of view of Conan, right?
There's probably a comic that shows that
Oh
perspective.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So we talk about Conan, but I'm going to say something going. I think may going to shock you a little because I love Conan, but my favorite character of Howard became the King Cole. By his axe I
Okay.
rule. It's awesome. I know it's basically the Phoenix in the sword, right? But whoa, man, by his axe I rule.
I have not started reading any. I haven't read any Call yet, so
Oh,
I haven't even started it. But as like once I get through, like I'm really locking down on Conan for the YouTube channel, and once I exhaust all of the different I'm really trying to go through everything, the comics and all that. But I will get to reading Cole for sure, and I
okay.
also want to get into Solomon Kane because
Oh
people
yeah, yeah.
keep going
So,
on and on about it.
dude, Solomon Kane was the original John Wick, man,
That sounds sick.
and I think it's a little psycho, right? But and in the Howard stories, we also have Bram McMore, which is a
Oh yeah.
great character. But you know that Howard did one of the first crossovers because in the King Cool books and the Bram McMore books, we have the same history when they are both fight together.
Okay,
Dude,
so that
It's
makes sense
awesome.
why the new Titan comics then are doing all this crossover stuff.
Howard
And
did first, man.
he was like the original
Yeah.
shared universe, right?
Yes, exactly. Because they don't live in the same age. But Bram have a great problem, and his shamans. He called for a king for the antique times, and who came? Oh, ready and say, "Oh, that's a dream. I can fuck up everybody here because it's a dream." Right?
Yeah.
So
Bram
I don't go give you I'm not going to give you spoilers. So you do not read Bram McMore. Solomon Kane is still coming, right?
Yes, and Bram McMorn is Native American, is that right? Or is he a Pict?
No, Bram McMore is a Pict.
Okay, okay. So, but I think Howard has like American West
Yes,
story, right?
he got the Elborak is like a
Ah,
gunslinger
okay.
in the
That's the
Middle
one.
East, and he has the Western stories. And we got stories about a sailor and a boxing sailor and his bulldog. You have some one edition we don't have here in Brazil, in the United States, in Canada. The best ones, for what I understand, are the Del Rey editions. That's about a man and a bear in the mountains.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
That's See, I know Bram McMorn then is so okay, so it's a Pict, so it's during the same like Atlantean the what's
No,
the
no,
name
it's
of that
like
age?
against the Romans. It's a picked like against the Romans.
Oh, wow.
Yes,
That sounds cool.
yes, yes. Bear McMore and Solomon Kane and Cormac are fictional stories. Like so they are more grounded. Cormac, it's basically a mix up of William Wallace and Conan, but after the Crusades,
Okay.
right?
Yeah, once I get completely like through doing all my Conan stuff, I'm gonna branch to the rest of Howard's. Like
Nice.
I've said in videos before that FromSoft video games like Dark Souls and that have ruined video games for me, and that's Robert E. Howard for writing for me. It's like I've now when I read other stuff, it doesn't hold up.
That's why I want you to read David Gemmell, because he's the
Oh
complete
yeah,
opposite of Howard,
and
right?
that I had that pulled up here. It was
So,
Draenei.
okay, we have to go to your books. So, tell us about the Wrath of Torak.
Okay,
Who
so
is Torak?
this is supposed to be the first book in a trilogy, and I put it out a while ago at this point and have not started the second one yet. But because it's starting to gain some traction with my Conan videos and that people have been ordering copies of it, I probably will get started on the second one pretty soon. I've been really focused on that comic series I was doing, but I need to get back to writing some traditional stuff now. So Torak is a barbarian of the Cassidian clan, and this is a fictional world called Ernthal. There are some maps in here.
Because
So
fantasy books without maps are incomplete, boys.
for sure. And I wish that I had these better cropped, but this is Ernthal, and then we zoom in on a particular continent for this story, which is called no, this one's Iridun. But the first book that I wrote takes place on that bottom continent, Erdania. So this one is on Iridun, this one over on the side, and we zoom in there, and right around the middle ish area is where the Cassidinians are at, and they share these lands with. There's another tribe called the Akchat like clan, and they sort of these two tribes have battled, for years and years, and there's a whole background about the Voracons, and they came, and so there's a lot of that story that's sort of told in this one, but that's in the past. And
Nice.
Torak was the man who slayed the leader of the Voracons, and because of that, he is essentially the ruler of the tribe. But the way that I worded it's like not by um, not by command. Like everyone just knows that he's in charge, essentially. Like no one dares to challenge his position. And
Okay.
so what happens in this story is without
Spoiler.
spoilers, yeah.
Okay.
So something very tragic happens right towards the beginning, but initially Torak is going after this beast that has been a threat to his tribe for a long time. It's this big, dinosaur-like creature, and he goes up there, he slays it, but in the wreckage, in the rubble of the place where they fought, he comes across, he finds this little chest that was buried in the ground, and he pulls from it this jewel that's it's not the one on the cover. It's actually one that's glowing green rather than orange, and it's this really sickly color that it it has like a beauty to it, but it makes him sick to his stomach just looking at it. But he's got this woman back home, that he always every time he goes out, he wants to bring a keepsake back or like a gift, and so he's determined. And
So he kills a dragon, and she go, "What you bring to me?"
yeah.
Oh
Uh,
man.
so he brings it back to the camp, and he's getting sick the whole way back. Like normally this journey would be easy for him, but because of this thing, like he's having a hard time, and he gets back there, he presents the gift to her, and she knows right away something's wrong with it, and she's a shaman, so she's got this
Oh,
sort of like
nice.
spiritual connection, and she can tell right away, but she doesn't want to, dishearten him since he went through the trouble of bringing the gift for her. So she accepts it and all, but then like as he's sleeping, it's like, okay, we got to go get rid of this thing now because this is trouble. But then some very bad stuff happens, and Torak is wrapped up in all this tragedy, and he goes on a quest for vengeance. So all this is basically like the first 5 or so chapters,
Nice.
and
Uh,
then
but the 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 story in the first book is like a circle is close, or we got a lot of cliffhangers.
cliffhanger, yeah, big
Nice.
cliffhanger.
Nice.
So it's definitely going to be a trilogy, and the first story is him going on this quest for revenge, and it ends
Nice.
on a big cliffhanger.
And
Yeah,
what's the perspective of the book? Is first person or third person?
it's like omniscient third person, so kind
Nice.
of we get a
Nice.
little bit of everybody, but it's really focused on Torak. Like this
Nice.
first book I wrote, it bounces around between lots of different characters, but Torak is like very much Torak.
Now, in your book, who is your favorite character? Can pick
In
only one?
Wrath of Torak, my favorite character is Torak.
Okay. Now, from your public, what character that you create that get traction, people love it, and you go, really, this guy?
Okay, so th- I wouldn't say it surprised me, but from my first novel, there's a character named Naya, and everybody says that that is their favorite character, which
Nice.
I sort of understand because as I was writing it, she started to become my favorite character as well. And she wasn't supposed to be the main character of the novel, but
Yeah.
by the end of it, you feel like she was kind of the hero of it, even though the main character, Aldenor, he's just the vehicle that the story moves through.
Yeah, I know how you feel. I wrote a book is in the process of preparation, right? But for people know how I wrote, I took it a chapter and I released like a short story. And in this chapter, I have two, a elf girl and a human girl, and they both basically kill a bunch of guys in the tavern, and all and people say, "Oh, they are the main characters." No, they do not. They do not are the main characters, but they love. Right? I know how you feel, man.
Well, I will say back on Torak. Now that I wouldn't say he's my favorite character, but one of the villains in the book is definitely my favorite villain that I've written. So I
Oh
think
yeah,
he's pretty cool.
I love villains because one thing I like to say, what will be about heroes without the villains? Because without Lex Luthor, Superman just a legal immigrant, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's it's our my opinion, right? Not asking about villains, right? I go take the heat for that one. So, who is your favorite villain that
Out of
you use
anything,
like a reference,
say that again.
like you use like a inspiration?
Hmm. You know, there's some really great um well written villains that's like I can come to understand them. I don't know if you've seen the show Arcane.
Yep.
I really like Arcane, and I like, Silco is a good villain, and I love Pain from Naruto, and like there's I like a lot of those, but sometimes I like a villain that's just evil.
Yeah, like Totamon, right?
Yes,
He's just evil.
exactly.
Sometimes, guys, a orc is just orc, right?
That's right. We don't need. That's my take. Like, I think there's great stories with like villains that you can understand and empathize with, but I don't think we always need that. Sometimes a
Yeah, yeah.
evil villain is good.
Sometimes we need complex tales, right? The Wheel of Time or Tolkien, but sometimes we just want kick ass, like the Salvatore books, right?
Yeah,
And
I think.
sometimes we just need a very good story, like Howard,
Oh, absolutely.
right?
Yeah, I
So,
don't think we always need like the background on the villains because
oh
we
yeah.
already know why the hero has a motivation to go against them.
Yes. But well, guys, something I have to tell Austin because we are almost on our limit time, right? But you make recently a video that I agree with you about Gendy Tartakovsky be an excellent option to be make an animation about Conan,
Yes.
and I agree with you about the he be a good option, an excellent option. Primal, it's a great show, but did you see the short story made by one of our guests here in the channel, Alain Secure? He make a 47 seconds story about the Tower of the Elephant. He wants to make
What?
short stories about Conan in animation, man.
Can I find that on YouTube?
I will send you right now.
Yeah, please do.
A second.
You know, this person you're talking about, I don't know if they'd be interested in doing something similar
Oh yeah, boy.
with Torak,
Oh yeah.
because I've been wanting some animation, even just for like a little ad for the book, but
I'm
or
just
a longer
sending
form
to
thing.
you right now. So you watch it and we record your reaction. What you think?
Okay, you just sent it. All right,
Yep.
all right. This is exciting. Wow, he's getting the whole story done in this little short, huh?
47 seconds, man.
Incredible.
Yeah, give you send you a message. He's a very nice guy, man.
You got him on Instagram?
Yep, was
Yeah,
when I
you should link us up because his style, he's
it's
got to be
incredible, right?
inspired by Gendy, I would imagine.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. He is. We got a little Disney early years there, like the Sword in the Stone, right?
Oh yeah.
So, and
Oh yeah, you got to link us up because I would love to do a Torak thing with him. That would be
just send
awesome.
just send a message to him from Instagram. Instagram. He will reply soon, man. He's a very
Okay,
nice guy.
perfect.
So, that was one of your videos that I liked most, and I very happy that you liked Primal. It's a great show, man.
Yeah, I'm not through it yet, but I'm still
Oh,
on season 1.
season two, we have a Viking subplot that we have
Oh
a scene
yeah.
like it's Conan, man.
I saw some pictures on the internet of that and I was like trying to avoid the spoilers.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Well,
looks cool though.
Austin, we are in the finish of our time because we have a lot of things to do, right? And I'm really happy to talk to you. You are a very nice guest, and dude, will continue accompany your content, and please
Oh,
do not stop. I will try and get your book because it's a little complicated here in Brazil because the difference of value, right? But
yeah, I
I
mean, I wonder if I can get a copy to you because I have copies myself. If I mail it, I don't know if that'd be easier.
yeah, if you mail it for you, it's simple. Send to me.
Okay. Yeah, maybe we can set that up.
Okay. So thank you very much. I'm very, very happy with this talk, and I'm anxious to Rhetoric because I think I'm going to like it, man.
Well,
So
I'll have to get a copy to you for sure.
yeah, and please give a chance to David Gemmell. Read
Yes.
the first one, Legend, please, and send me your review, please. And I think is that it. That's it, right? You want to say something before we finish?
Oh yeah, well just thank you very much for having me on this. This was super fun and let me double check. I got to make sure. I'm guessing you have these on YouTube as well, right?
What?
Yes, YouTube. Okay, let me make sure I subscribe to you. 'Cause this is I have seen you comment on my videos, so
Yeah, yeah.
I recognize the channel name. Okay, hold on. I will get subscribed to that, and I'll talk with you on Instagram about the other stuff as well, so we can stay in contact.
Okay. Well, like it's a tradition here at the Adventures, you, the guests, left us with a message to the universe, please.
Okay, let me think deep here.
What's good in life?
um, I think something that's been on my mind a lot lately is that too many people think in ideals. And I think more people should accept the reality of the way that things are in the world and try to progress and move forward based on that rather than the flowery ideals, so to speak, if that makes sense.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, thank you, Austin. And I hope to have you again, like as a guest. Well, guys, that's it. I'm Marcos. This is Austin. Please subscribe to his channel. The description is here in the channel. So that's it. I'm Marcos. This is Austin. Until next time.
Hey, thank you so much.